WIIFT PM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
I've never been lucky at love, no never. I've never been good at holding on. A heart broken so many pieces, but I'll just keep on moving on because I'll never give up on love, no never, no never. what may. All that I wanna say, that true love's gonna come my way. Alright, I'm looking for a lover for me. Could you be the one for me? Yeah. Alright, just looking for forever for me. For me. See, I never ever thought that I could love again. I never ever thought that I could ever win. But don't ever give up, no, and don't ever give in. See, I pray that true love finds me in the end. I'll never give up on love. I will never. And I'll never know trust. I will never. Looking for a lover for me. See, I'm looking for a lover for me, yeah. And it's alright. Looking for forever. I'm looking for forever. For me. Every night. Hey. Make love to her right. Oh, find her glad she's the only one. She's the only one. I'm gonna treat her like mine. See, I'm gonna give her everything. Whatever she wants, plus a 10-carat diamond ring. Baby. Alright. Woo. I'm looking for a lover for me. Looking for a lover. Could it be you? And it's baby, it's alright. Looking for forever for me. I'm looking for forever for me. Alright. Hey, looking for a lover for me. I'm looking, still looking. And it's alright. Looking for forever for forever. For me.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more back thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war and poverty. Wake up, all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. World won't get no better if we just let it be. Na 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 na. World won't get no better. We gotta change it now, just you and me. Wake up, all the doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hair. They don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away. Wake up all the builders, time to build a new land. I know we could do it if we all lend a hand. Only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. Surely things will work out. They do it every time. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na, 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 na. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it, yeah, just you and me. Change it, yeah, just you and me. Change it, yeah, change it, do it alone, do it alone. Need some help, y'all. Do it alone, yeah, yeah. Wake up, everybody. Wake up, everybody. Need a little help, y'all. Yes, I do. Need a little help. Say it, boy, some help, y'all. Change the world, what it used to be. Do it alone, do it alone. Need some help, yeah, need some help, yeah. Wake up, everybody.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, in the building. I'm in the building. My man, DJ Riis, the ruler. You know, it's a little bit going on in the building today. I had a long night. Yesterday I was here to, like 7 o'clock. I was in this mug like, dang. I started out here at 6 o'clock. And then I came back in this bad boy like, it's 6 o'clock again. And then, you know, like when I was here for both sixes. And I was like, man, I got to get up out of here. So I was out of here, but I'm back in the building, back on the map. Riis, I got to get out of here early today. Ruthie played you. Switching up. You know, I was ready for the, I've been enjoying the Tuesdays and Thursdays on my ride to my journey. That Ruthie slicker than a nickel slick. I told you yesterday I said, hey, Ruthie. She said, hey, Maze, I was thinking, maybe let me back up. Shout out to Carolyn for Rough. Carolyn, I heard that you were in the hospital and you were suffering, and you have returned home. I just want to say thank you. You know, you're a frontline freedom fighter everywhere in the world. Anytime I turn on the tube, you are there. So y'all make sure y'all. She was the person who was the originator and finished the shutdown of the Korean beauty stores before Brother Tyrone was bricking mugs. Carolyn Ruff was out there protesting, fighting, stopping, trying to shut it down. All right, y'all. So I just wanted to say what's up to y'all. But anyway, it is the Maze Jackson Show. It is Riis. I was thinking, like, when I was getting dressed this morning, I was getting dressed. I started to try to decide if I was going to pack a lunch. Because, they be giving me these old stale lunches. And you be like, hey, man, what is this? They be thinking they doing something. I'm going to have to go on Uber Eats them. I'm going to have to stun on them. I'm going to have to go ahead and stun on them. I'm be like, how long we got? Uber Eats. I'm going to order steak and lobster.
I know it.
I'm going to go ahead and get my little, for lunch, I'm going to have me one of them bibs on. Matter of fact, you know what I should do? I really, Riis, should get me a, what you call that? I should order crabs. Crab legs, call me some two fish. Get it delivered and be sitting in the middle of everybody pop. You know how you sitting there, everybody else eating their hamburger. You know I used to always want to be the dude, Riis, in grammar school. Like, did you ever have, when you went on a field trip, it was like you had a bag lunch, but then it was the person who came out with like the, like if you went on a field trip, I had to wrap my pop in some aluminum foil, and you hope that bad boy didn't sweat and bust your bag. And then you had like a sandwich in there. Your mama might go to get you something good. But it was always that person that for lunch had way more than they was ever going to eat.
That was me.
See? Okay.
But my mama, the reason why she would do that on field trips, like really, And she will always pack me a couple of extra sandwiches because she was like, you never know who might not have something to eat. So I used to always like give it away. But yeah, I would always come with a lot of food and then just like, and you take a sandwich.
I be having mine just so I could look at the spread. Just so I could be like, you want some? You can have some, but you can't. Hey, man, I'm telling you, you know them black people that was hating on black people? They can't get none, Riis. Man, my parents, see, Brandon, you was that kid too. See, my parents was bogus. That's why, like, my kids go on a field trip, mugs be mad. I be like, what you want? I be like, let's go to the grocery store. They be like, I can't even take all of this. I be like, oh, no. I be like, get the big bag. Get the big bag. And if you don't want it, at the end, make sure you give all your friends some, then throw the rest away. Crunch it up. Throw it away.
Don't do that.
And be like,
nah, man.
then you be like, no, you give it to your friends. But if your friends do, you be like, or you find somebody outside. But then, look, man, food used to be a great tool. Food is a great tool. It's like, man, bro, lunch, your what you could barter out of your lunch bag, I never had a good lunch bag to barter. Right? Because my old man would be on field trip day, he'll be bogus and do split hot dogs. Really? Split hot dogs with mayonnaise? With Miracle Whip?
I don't know what that was, but my grandma used to do that. I don't know what it was, but she made lunch one time, and she made some split hot dogs with some jelly on it. I don't know what it was, but I was like, yeah.
Can you imagine the trauma of that, though, being a black kid, the only black kid in your class, and everybody pulling out, my baloney has a first name, it's Oscar. My baloney has a second name, it's Mayer. And if you like to, and if you hear me, I like to eat it every day. And if you hear me, what I'll say, because Oscar Mayer has a way with BOLOGNA. Right? And then they would have the red strip, and their parents would leave the red strip so they could take it off at the school. And I'd be like, this is travesty. I'm eating split hot dogs. The white kids be like, where do they do that at? I think my old man used to get a kick out of it. Right? Just be like, you over your bag, and then some Jewel generics. Like some Jewel generic cookies like the duplex.
If he gave you split hot dogs, so you see how you think you probably doing good for your son, and then your son and daughter probably do it a little better for their kids. Just imagine what he got. You know what I'm saying?
See, he had potty meat.
Yeah,
he probably had a potty meat sandwich. He had a potty meat sandwich. And, oh, God. And then that dude would put, don't let us run out of hot dogs, because he would definitely split some Vienna sausages. Do you know what it's like to eat a split Vienna sausage?
Yeah.
No, isn't that? There was a time when yeah, dog, no. Mm-mm.
He thought he was putting you on. Like, you see how you bragging? He probably like, man, I used to eat something, man. My son go there on field trips. I get him split hot dog. He probably, do you see how you...
Trauma, man, trauma. And then you be mad if you got a hard kick. Like if your bag, when you set it down for lunch, you set it on the table and it clunked. Because then he didn't even split them bad boys. You was pulling out pulling out the Vienna sausage in classroom. That's traumatic with white people. That's traumatic, because I feel like a lot of the white people where I was at, they didn't have, you know what I'm saying, they didn't eat hood staples, right? And I feel like there was a point when the Vienna sausage might have been a big deal. Yeah. Then there was a point when it was like, oh, you playing me bogus.
Yeah, I used to eat them as a kid for a little bit with some crackers came in the can.
Well, you get into the babies. I feel like there's, you good with Vienna sausage till up about 5, 6.
I was eating them to 9.
Oh, no. That's when they was putting them in the bag, and I felt like it was oh, yeah.
No, man, I had the ones in the can. You remember how I used to come in the can?
The can, you had to pull the top off, and then you got to get the one out the middle first, because the other ones would be, or you had to, dump them.
I used to just take the can, sit on my stove, and then cook it like that.
Oh, you cooked them?
Yeah, I used to eat them cold.
Yeah.
No, I never ate a cold Vienna sausage. Probably I used to put them on the stove.
I never even know you were supposed to heat them.
Yeah, you cook them. See,
Riis, there you go with them hood famous classics. I'm just telling you.
So crack all that.
Oh, God, you know what was the worst part is when you turn the Vienna sausage upside down and the slime would come out. too. You know, like the water, like it's like you know you need the juice to keep it moist, but the juice just be like, oh, you buy any of that now?
Nah, I ain't a Vienna's.
Man, we like I was gonna be like, you know, you talk about
years.
canceled. What can you say is canceled? Like what did your parents feed you that you canceled?
Definitely Vienna's.
I was right. I'm gonna tell you, I canceled dark meat. I canceled dark meat. My kids though, they be like, I don't want to. Well, they eat chicken wings. They do not want a breast. I'd be like, if you bring that drumstick anywhere near me.
You know, I used to be like that, but you know, I take it now. You know, it's a little bit more juicier though.
Nah, man, it's like when you go to the restaurants now and the white folks done tricked you into eating chicken thighs instead of chicken breasts. Like white people just discovered chicken thighs. They be like, oh, I got chicken thighs. Chicken thighs. Oh, they be like, I'd be like, what's on that pizza? Chicken thigh. Oh, I don't want that. That's why I don't even like jerk chicken half the time, because the jerk chicken, I don't even be liking jerk chicken half the time. Because it's always dark meat.
Yeah.
It's like a thigh.
Yeah,
You gotta say white.
You gotta say white.
And if you go to somebody's party and they got a pan of jerk chicken, you know, I'd be like picking through and then people be mad. I'd be like, that don't look like white meat. Yeah, I'm not having that. So don't invite me to your party if you only got dark meat in the joint. Just telling you. All right. Reese, we done had this whole conversation. I ain't even said what's up. Hey, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. What's up to my man, DJ Riis, the ruler in the building. What up, Reese? How you feeling today?
No, I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest is haircut day, man. You know it's hard to get this COVID appointment. Yeah, man. You know how, man. You know how it is. Like you get that cut, you feel like you coming out there, and it's like an announcement. And now the starting lineup.
You cannot tell me nothing.
Not that.
Let me tell you, the worst thing, the worst time to ever see me in the summertime is after my car wash, and I go get the car wash first. So that when I walk out the barbershop that I'm getting in the fresh, and you know, don't let it be a parking spot in front of the barbershop, because you know they got a big old picture window. And I got your boy all whipped up and clean. And you know, because some days, I think some people like, you got to keep it clean all the time. And I be like this, man. I keep it clean, but if I don't get a car wash, it's like, you know how you be like, I ain't, you know, like when that's my car, you be like, oh, if I had, I'd be, but when it's your car, you be like, dog, that's just your car. So the worst time to ever run into Maze Jackson, ever, and I'm gonna tell you when it was worse, when I didn't have no money.
No money, that's the worst time.
The worst, and but I would get 20, come out the barbershop, $20 still in my pocket, fresh, clean car, shaved, fresh razor line. Man, I let the windows down, turn up the music all the way up, and ride and be like, and ain't got 2 nickels to rub together. But you can't tell me nothing. And if Jay-Z would have pulled up next to me, I'd have looked at him and be like, what you looking at, dog?
$20.
$20, Joe. $20 a fresh haircut and a clean car. You can't tell a brother nothing. All it takes is 20. Now, don't let it be like 500. Don't let it be a stack. Like if it's a stack, I might not even talk to Carrie for a week. I might be like, babe, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing, guys. Just playing. But yeah, Reese, best time in the world. Fresh haircut. Fresh haircut coming out. And you know, I went and bought me some of the barber slap. You know that you know, like the old school barber slap, you know, the kind that, so now they be, you know, y'all newfangled barbers, y'all, they probably put peroxide so it doesn't burn. They probably like, oh, the millennials, they'll cry if they get a little, but the best time is when you come out the barbershop, the best part, after he done gave you the razor line and your head is, and then he get that shake, and he shake it up and he, yo, you be
That burn.
Yeah, but that burn is the capper. Cause then you got that barbershop fresh smell, and I be trying to hold on to it, right? Like you almost don't want to go home and wash your hair because you want the barbershop. I went and bought a bottle of it just so I could smell like I came fresh out the barbershop. I got a bottle. It was under the sink today, like, dang. I was like, you know, I could wear the barbershop scent. Like as a cologne, I would happily wear Fresh, they need some fresh out the barbershop candles. What your name is? Make some fresh out the barbershop candles. I bet you brothers will buy them. Or I bet you they'll buy them. Fresh out the barber. All right, remind you of when you feel like the ultimate black man. Man, the ultimate black man. All right, Riis, it's the Maze Jackson Show. How you feeling today, man?
Oh, man, I'm good. It's Tuesday.
You forgot, man. See,
I just said it. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
all right.
Yeah.
I was
So,
too busy
man,
talking to myself.
man, I'm feeling good, though, man. Feeling good Tuesday. A week started, so,
I'm just going to tell you, Ruthie played you today.
Yeah, well, you know what? I looked on the thing, and I was gonna actually text Ruthie today, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Because we usually be like texting, like doing the show, like, hey, what we gonna talk about? You know what I'm saying? Oh, we gonna talk about this. Okay, cool. And so then I'm looking on the sheet, and I was like, okay, I don't see no recent Ruth. And I'm like, maybe he like since they do it, they already know, So I was like, okay,
You can call her. Y'all could do it. She just gotta get here
virtually, huh? She gonna do it virtually. She gonna say, send me the link, Riis.
Oh, see? The millennials. This gonna be on my list today. This gonna be on my list. I was thinking, so yesterday I had an experience. And it made me recognize that we have been giving away too many participation trophies. And I think that, Riis, your generation, y'all got it all twisted. If y'all gonna be successful business entrepreneurs, I feel like I've been talking to a lot of millennials the last few weeks, including my own kids. Well, they be like, we are not millennials. Thank you very much. Don't be trying to make us old people. But I think there's a lot of people getting bad business advice. Like I've been hearing the don't work for free and so later on today, I'm going to give you some keys to my success in life, right? And a lot of people will be like, well, that worked for you. And I'll be like, that ain't how it works these days. And I would argue that the principles of business don't really change. And I think sometimes, yesterday I was in a meeting and I just was kind of like, whoa. We have given, when you see, you ever, I feel like I got an opportunity yesterday to see the outcome of the miseducation of the Negro. Does that make sense? Like I got yesterday to see the outcome of not making people actually work. Riis, you ever seen kids that so there was a time when my kids would have science projects and I would quote unquote help them. And then there was a time when I'd be like, dang, I'd be stressed out because my kid got a project. And then there was a moment when I was like, wait, why am I stressed? I ain't got the project. You got the project. I want to see you do good, but it ain't mine. And I was just thinking about what has happened to what's going to happen to our infrastructure the less and less we teach people. There's going to be a point when people don't know what to do in real life situations because they haven't had the actual practice or they haven't actually had to do it. They got to talk about it, but they didn't actually get to do it. So we're going to talk about that because I think I got to get some of us on some better business footing because I just don't think there is any substitute for hard work. I just don't. And I think, people say work harder, not smarter, work smarter, not harder. Hard work is not always physical labor. Hard work is also the exercising of your mind. And quite frankly, the more you climb, the harder your work becomes mentally than physically. And quite frankly, I think that we have because we've always seen it from a physical, we've looked at work from a physical standpoint, right? We look at working with our hands and seeing things built, not recognizing that, when you get paid the most is when you are getting paid for your brain, not for your hands, right? We'll talk about it all when we come back because I want to make sure that we get to that. Plus, let me run through a couple of these headlines real quick. Hey, Riis, yesterday, Richard Irvin announced that he is running for governor. We've been rumoring about it. Didn't I tell you he was going to announce on King Day? Hey, man, why he got slaves in this video, though? Yo. So, today we're going to play the Richard Irvin video. And I think it's really important because I think it's going to present to black folks when you play it, how everybody, Riis, be like, man, why we don't just vote Republican? I'm going to play this video for you today. And then it's going to become a little bit apparent why so many black people have a challenge being Republican. Right? Now, take away the Trump, but imagine yourself standing up here saying this with everything you know. So we're going to talk about this a little bit later because I think we may have to define ourselves as single-issue voters this time. Like, we don't care about nothing but, are you for the right of undocumented immigrants to vote in municipal elections? But we'll talk about it all a little bit later. Did you see black Chicagoans are getting mollywopped by COVID? Like they said, the most deaths are happening in the black community. We're 4 times more likely to die than Asians, 3 times more likely to die than Latinos, and 2 times more likely to die than white people. First time ever that the black people and white people dying is comparative. But we need to, this COVID thing is really just wiping through our community, and it's crazy. New 464 area code, Riis, you at 708?
Yeah.
Are you getting ready to get switched to 464? If you if you near West and you ask for a new phone number, they're going to give you 464, not 708.
I usually ask for my number, though.
I usually ask for mine, too, but they're saying, like, if you apply for a new number or change your number, they're giving you a 464. Now, but when you go to the store, they be like, which one you want?
Right.
I be like, I need 312, babe. Give me 312. Because that's the original. Like, man, bro, that's 3. I mean, like, I remember when there was nothing but 312. Like, I remember when we got 708. I remember when we got 630. Right? Like, I remember when calling Chicago, when it was a long distance call and you counted the minutes, everything was 312. Then we was 708. Then I remember Bolingbrook stepped up. We got 630. Couldn't tell me nothing. But if it come to getting a phone number, Riis, I got 312. See right there, when you saw that area codes, you supposed to be like, Luda!
He said 708 too.
I know, but I'm saying on your notes.
Oh, okay.
Right? See, right? When you saw I said 464 area code, you supposed to be like, I got in different area codes. Area codes, I got. Right? Mace Jackson show. Speaking of rappers, Vic Mensa got caught with shrooms and penocyclidine in the airport flying in from Ghana. Here is the issue. From my cousin. My cousin say you can go out with anything you want. Never come back with it, though. Like, never, ever, no matter how tempting it seems, never come back with it. And if you going international, you know you can't come back with it. Vic, I don't know who's advising you. And Riis, have you ever, my cousin, not me. One time my cousin went to Texas. And as he was rolling around Texas, he found, he was looking to find some you dig, and he found some you dig, and it was some you dig from the gods. And Riis, he couldn't decide whether he was it was so, he just felt like he had to show somebody because nobody would believe him what he had and what he smoked, right? So he's like, okay, I'm gonna try to bring it. But it was the kind before we even knew, and it was like the kind where you could wrap it in 3 million different things and they didn't have no smell-proof bags. But he got through the airport. He got through the security. Then he got to his seat, and when he was sitting down, he smelled. Everybody, like when he sat down, everybody was looking at him like, dang. Right? And so he starts feeling super self-conscious. Then the dogs come, and he doesn't know that the dogs can only smell bombs. So now, mind you, he had some before he got in the airport. So now the dog is coming, and all he could hear his heartbeat.
He's paranoid.
He could hear his heartbeat. Like, he could hear it, Riis.
25 to life.
Hear it.
25 to life.
Riis, and all he thinking is, I'm in the airport.
25 to life.
I'm going to jail. So Riis, he ran into the bathroom,
And threw it in his
and he flushed it.
I already knew what you was going to say.
But Riis, the thing was, because it had been in his pocket, it had burned up the pocket. So it still felt like, so now he's running around, walking around, trying to just walk around, trying to air out, but you can't go outside. Yeah, Riis. And that was the time when my cousin told me, take it with you, but don't never try to bring it back. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get the soul plane up in the air, and we are going to finish these headlines and then get to the social media question of the day. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion has to be said? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, and I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:37 a.m. and I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather report. In sports, the Chicago Bulls will lose 119 to 106 to the Memphis Grizzlies. At the Blackhawks also take an L, losing 3-2 to the Seattle Kraken. Now over to traffic. On the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 20 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare 16 on the Edens. 27 minutes from Deerfield to Exchange and back. The Eisenhower Thorndale to the Loop is 31 minutes. Back out to Thorndale 28. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 32. Outbound is the same. The Bishop Ford I-80 to the Dan Ryan 33 minutes. 27 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop. 13 minutes to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive is as usual 7 minutes south, 8 minutes north. Today's weather is going to be a little warm today, guys. Today is currently 25 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 41 and a low of 21. I'm Reese the Ruler. Here's God's Going to Turn It Around here on the Maze Jackson Show.
Back to glory. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. We want to welcome everybody from WBGX 1570 AM, our Saints, to the Maze Jackson Show. Now, y'all join us every day from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. The Saints get here from 6:30 to 8. Now, y'all know 6 o'clock is reserved for the sinners. We got to get them rows, get them spaces right down front, but on the left side. Because, our church audience is on the right side, right? We right here. But, we got to make sure them sinners get their message. So, everybody that's tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, we want to thank you all for being with us today as well. Shout out to the 4 people that are watching live on Twitch. Twitch is something different. I got to figure that out. I'm going to have to go on over there one day and spend some time with them. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. YouTube and Facebook are in a dead heat right now at 101 to 101. But I got to bet that YouTube is going to run away with it. Like YouTube, I got to get this super chat cracking on YouTube. Because y'all around here moving around, shifting the audience. Now, we can't forget Twitter and Twitch as well. But this is the Maze Jackson Show, and I want y'all to do me a favor. Take a moment and share the broadcast. This is the moment where I ask you all to take a moment, share the broadcast, share it to your friends, share it to your favorite groups. But let's keep growing this audience because you know what? We're going to change it up a little bit. Y'all, I'm thinking about this subscription thing. Now, the reason I'm thinking about the subscription thing is because, y'all embarrassed me last week. I can't remember who embarrassed me when I was like, man, I really want y'all to, I would love to get a co-host in here because I feel like my co-host would get the opportunity to build their own brand. We live on Twitter, Devin. But then somebody was like, free? I would never do that for free. And I was just like, dang, I'm up here every day. I get up out the bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm at Dunkin' Donuts by 4:30. I'm here by 4:40. And I'm writing every day. I was going through, I got 6 years worth of shows written down. But, for the last 2 years. And then I was thinking about how many people either use my content or take my content and then go take it somewhere else. And then y'all was dissing me for being here for free? All right. So we're going to have to figure out, I'm out here trying to provide a platform for the world so y'all can have an audience, so y'all could see new ideas. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, that was pretty enlightening. It really kind of pushed me over the edge, which is, right, I'm doing this stuff for free and people laughing like that service is. So I had to reevaluate. And thank you to my audience for helping me to do that. So be on the lookout in February. Y'all know my birthday is coming up January 30th too, right? January 30th is my birthday. I tried to get y'all to help me find an artist. Right? Somebody was like, I Keith Sweat won't too much. But I was thinking about nobody.
Take
my house and my then that was Casey and JoJo. They was under 20 stacks. I need somebody about 5. Right? Then somebody said Mint Condition. But Mint Condition, that's a whole band, Joe. They want a lot. I'm trying to have an intimate birthday party with I don't know if I even got 50 friends.
Stop it.
No. 50, not 50 people that know me or are cool with me, but 50 people that I could call in case of a emergency. I don't think I got 50 people like that.
Think about your bros too, though. You don't think that you got at least 10 bros that really rock with you?
Yes,
no,
and
really disrespect to, you know what I'm saying, but 10.
No, I feel like I got probably outside of my family 10 people in the universe that I would even think to call. Right? And what the cross pollination is, most of them are my bros and my frat because we grew up together. But no, I don't know. But I want to do a super intimate. How about Carl Thomas? Carl Thomas, Summer Rain.
Is he 5K?
I probably get. I know his manager. I get. But anyway, that might be a cool.
That would be dope.
Summer Rain.
That's one of my favorite songs.
That's one of everybody's favorite songs.
But it's so low.
But my favorite is, but it's one Riis. It's because it wasn't your era.
Oh, that was
Riis. No, that's not your era.
Oh,
Riis, if you Summer Rain, you really probably hadn't left the country yet. No, you hadn't. You hadn't. Stop it. So you ain't felt no summer rain. You ain't felt no summer rain. Summer rain. Right? I'm just telling you. You don't know about that, Riis. Like, y'all be, man, Keith Washington wants $6,500, and I only know 3 Keith Washington songs. This is a show for me. You know I had
Raheem Devon, and that's how you say his name.
Raheem Devon. Y'all, we gotta figure this out. Tennille says our birthday sounds like it's gonna be. You gonna be sponsoring? You gonna be sponsoring? So yes, you can crash this year for real. Crash away. Yes, Tennille. All right, y'all. It is, you know, me and Tennille. My birthday is January 30th. Tennille is January 24th. Big Swill is January 18th. Is it 18th? I think it's 18th.
Then if that's the case, then happy birthday, Big Swill.
Oh, it is Big Swill birthday today. Happy birthday, Big Sweezy Low. Right, he calling me, talk about some, man, the store going to be closed early. Yeah. Shout out to Big Swill. I forgot it is his birthday today. That's, hey, man.
He said 18. I'm like, that's.
Man, see how this joint go? All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Let me run through some more of these headlines. Did you see St. Clair County Dems endorsed Alexi Janulius? Guys, we got to get these Secretary of State candidates in here. Alexi Janulius seems to have all of the institutional support, and the sense of inevitability around Anna Valencia's campaign seems to be faltering. David Moore is still on the grind. I think it's time to start interviewing these candidates. So I think I'm going to try and reach out to Alexi Janulius, Anna Valencia, and David Moore for this race. I'm going to start interviewing the candidates for Congress. And I'm going to try and start talking to gubernatorial candidates as well. But St. Clair County, which is the largest group of black mayors out there by East St. Louis. Did you know there's like 40 black mayors in Illinois? Like downstate, they got a bunch of black mayors. So right in East St. Louis, in that St. Clair County area, which is the largest, if you win Cook County and St. Clair County, that's usually, you can win those 2 counties and win the whole state. That's what Pat Quinn did, and it was really, that just shows the importance of the black vote. Did y'all see Martin Luther King Jr. III on the news? Martin Luther King Jr. III.
Right,
Martin Luther King III. Martin Luther King Jr. III. Martin Luther King III. So that would have made him the 5th, right? If he was the Junior III, that would have made him the 5th.
I don't know.
Right.
No, it would
have made him the 4th.
It would have made him the 3rd.
No, Martin Luther King Jr. III.
So you can't be a junior and a 3rd. So
right, but I'm saying if you added it up. If you added a junior and a 3rd. Because junior is 1 and then 3rd, right? Okay, so yeah, it would have been 5. Anyway, he spoke yesterday about the Senate. Is Martin Luther King III relevant? Like, does anybody be like, ooh, we got to check with Martin Luther King III? Like, I think the only time he's really relevant is on King Day. Like, honestly. Like, and then I was thinking about Riis. One of these days we're going to do it. Famous kids who had a famous father or mother, how many of those kids went on to be successful? Like, it's a lot of people who got famous parents that be like, my daddy is famous, right? Like, or they live off their mama or daddy name because they mama or daddy is plugged. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a part of that I enjoy because I want it to be like, oh, that's Lil Maze. But I want Lil Maze to be like, you know I'm fresh myself, right? Like, my dad, thank you for opening the door, but I'm smart. I got my own, you dig, right? Or I'm taking over the family business, right? But I wonder how many people have, because I know a lot of people that have, like, a famous parent, and they get clout off of that, but they don't have no nothing they do themselves. Is slavery a joke? Remember when I was asking y'all about, yesterday about who makes people watch Eyes on the Prize? Did you see y'all boy Kendrick Lamar is doing a new show with the creators of South Park where he is a slavery intern and he finds out that his girlfriend's family owned his family and it's a sitcom, and Kendrick Lamar did it with the people of South Park. Cancel culture. Where y'all at? Come get your boy. See, y'all, this is the problem with not watching Eyes on the Prize. This is the problem with reading Texas school books that make you think that slavery was cute. Like, I don't know that, is there ever a point where you're going to see a Jewish Holocaust comedy sitcom? Is there? Please tell me. And I feel like some art we just don't do. You got the right to do it, but like, hey, Riis, that's y'all boy Kendrick Lamar, right? We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Not if you making slavery a joke with white people. So you got white writers writing a sitcom about a black intern at a what do you call those? You know, when they recreate the South? You know, like when they recreate so he's an intern there, and he finds out that his girlfriend, clearly white, his girlfriend's family owned his family when they were slaves.
That sounds interesting, though. I ain't gonna lie.
And that, to me, is exactly why somebody needs to make these damn kids sit down and watch Eyes on the Prize. Again, there is after seeing Roots at 7 years old, there's no comedy in slavery to me. Not black slavery. There's none. It ain't nothing interesting about no white boys sitting down. Like, at what point do they say, ha, 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 ha? That's funny. Like, do y'all understand? As interesting as it is, do you think there's ever a point when you would ever see Jewish people doing a sitcom about the Holocaust? And the fact that I almost feel like the fact that, Riis, it's scary to me that you said it sounds interesting. And I bet some white dude was like, you know what?
I'm really more the twist, like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I know.
I didn't say it sounded like a good show. It just sounds like interesting to see where you can like I'm interested to see where can you take this, like what are you gonna do with it?
And to me, I guess when I see white writers, that the guys who do South Park. Like, I wasn't a South Park watcher. I watched South Park the other day with Carrie, and I think it's obnoxious to me already, right? And if you like that ignorant humor, but I don't know that we make slavery a joke with white people. Like, I just don't. There's no sitcom in slavery to me. Like, bro, and even if that's in your mind, think about who greenlit it. You think so? It wasn't no great. We could use Kendrick Lamar to go ahead and this goes into my point. Matter of fact, this is the perfect segue to the social media question of the day. So, Riis, this is what I want you to do. I want you to give me the big voice because we're going to have a bigger conversation. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Riis, let's go.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
What do white Democrats get to say about black people? I'm a dovetail this Kendrick Lamar conversation into this. There are things that white people know that they cannot say or do to black people. Now, that list is rapidly shrinking. But there are challenges that black people present to white people, particularly liberal white people. We've seen it with the rise of the Karens. But Riis, Richard Irvin just joined this campaign, and he is a black man who is a Republican running against a white Democrat. And this is the case of, are we black first or are we Democrat first? And the thing that I'm asking is, what do white Democrats get to say about this black Republican that's running for governor? And then I want you to dovetail that into this conversation that we just got through having about Kendrick Lamar and being the vehicle to allow white people to get away with stuff that they ain't supposed to get away with. Like, to me, what, and I use this question, I said, what do white Democrats get to say? But what, is there open up the phone lines too, is there a barrier? Is there things that white people just can't say to black people? And is Kendrick Lamar a vehicle to allowing them to? Just like, is Richard Irvin being a Republican giving white people a license to talk out the side of their neck to black people? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Riis, Kendrick Lamar is now in the process of creating a sitcom around slavery or reenactments that basically turns a black intern into a comedic situation where his girlfriend owned his family in the past. The fact that he teamed up with the writers of South Park to do this, in my estimation, gives the writers of South Park a vehicle to say all types of stuff that white people would love to say, but can't say. Particularly around the issue that is the greatest trauma and tragedy that ever happened to black people, and by having Mr. We Gonna Be All Right, who y'all look at as a black conscious person, teams up with white boys to make a joke of slavery. Sitcom. Richard Irvin, black Republican, because he's black and a Republican, gives a vehicle to white folks who would ordinarily not be able to say certain things about black men, a vehicle to do such. What do white people get to say about black people? And can black people greenlight it? Sort of like how, what's y'all rapper dude with the hair? Lil Durk. Lil Durk uncanceled the white country rapper for using the word nigga and said he ain't canceled because I say he ain't canceled. And so, what are white people allowed to say or do to black people? Is there a rule? Are there any rules? And can having an association with a black person greenlight your ability to do that? Riis, we gonna be all right. Come on, Kendrick. That's y'all Malcolm X of the music industry. Teamed up with South Park, talking about eveners.
It's gonna be a cartoon or like an actual.
Yep, cartoon. Let's just say it's a cartoon. He said it's not a cartoon. It's a live action sitcom.
I'm trying to say I don't agree or disagree. It just sounds interesting. Like, okay, let's see what he can go this to. I mean, we talk about this all day. You know, where we can't be offended. You know, you can treat black people. You know, like our offensive level is you know what I'm saying, non-existent. But I was actually reading on this Richard Irvin, and you said about a Republican. He actually what's crazy is that the Republicans are actually mad that he's running under a Republican because his last 3 times that he ran for an election, he was a Democrat. So they believe that he's not even a true Republican. Is that kind of crazy? Like he ran like Democrat.
That's because black people don't have a choice, right? Like, so, you know how you say you vote your interests?
Yeah.
We can't vote our interests, right? So he can't be smart enough to say, in this election, I'm picking this guy. Nobody picked Trump last time. That's why all the collar counties flipped. And that's a whole nother space, right? And we can talk about that too. But because even if you look at the other Republican candidates, and we're going to break this Richard Irvin thing down. Let's go back, though, because that's a whole nother you dig. Riis, we kind of like, we have no insult level, and like, who checks Kendrick? No, he's one of the, Kendrick is one of the few good rappers of the generation, and he's going to use his goodwill. Y'all rap Malcolm X about to be doing a slavery sitcom with some white boys who, you know, they going to use the word nigga. You can't even talk about slavery. Think about Django. So now, who are the writers of the script? Do white boys get to write nigga down?
I mean, writers definitely do. I mean, it's part of the script. So, I mean, I'm sure it's movies that a lot of white people then wrote. You know, it's probably some writers on Friday that was white and that wrote the word, and we'll never know.
Again, this is why this is why it be so hard to be black. Here's the thing. There's two tiers of us. There's the tiers of us that are outraged by that, and then there's the people that's like, man, we doing everything else. What else is new? And it is the constant erosion of, like, yo, guys, slavery's a comedy now. Like, we got rappers turning the tragedy of slavery into a comedy.
Like I said, before I wrote it as a comedy, because I know how how Kendrick Lamar how he perceives himself. You know, I don't think that he'd take something like that as a joke. Like even his last album was a lot of like scripture. I'm just saying, maybe he can use like
false prophets that our young people can't discern.
He could use this on a different twist. Like he could actually use this to enlighten people. We don't know, man. We do not know. So that's the reason why I'm trying to say I'm just saying it's interesting to me to see how can he twist this, and is it gonna be like a sitcom? Then that is wrong. But he could.
It's described in this as a live action comedy.
It could be like a Get Out type of thing.
Get Out to me was written by what's old boy's name?
I don't know, but it was
right. This black dude.
Definitely, he probably got.
I'm saying so. He might have some right writers, but they wasn't nigga. Okay, again, and I guess to me, the challenge is we can rationalize everything as black people. We can. We can find a rationale for everything, even if it kills us. We can rationalize the poison that we drink, the poison that we pour to our kids. We rationalize it. Like, really, what young? So you got in Texas black kids being taught that slavery, women, that we were immigrants that just came here earlier. Now you got a rapper. Yeah, man, it's the Mace Jackson show. I don't even want to talk about it. Go, know what? Let me back up. Phone lines are open. Kendrick Lamar, rap, live comedy, live action comedy. So they're going to shoot this live like those.
It says comedy on there. So
yeah. It says live action comedy on Paramount.
I mean.
Ha, ha, ha. Whoosh. You going to say your name's Toby. Ha, ha, ha. Psh. Kunta, it's Toby. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, my ass. It's the Mace Jackson show. When we come back, we're going to talk about that. Plus, Riis, we're going to play this Richard Irvin campaign announcement because I think it's a lot to learn in this. And I think black folks, everybody who says, why we don't just all vote Republican? I'm going to let y'all see what it means to be a black Republican and we're gonna continue this conversation. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Anybody call about that? Nope, they don't want, cause they know how stupid that is. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Oh, don't tell me to take the plane. No, I'm just playing. Look, y'all, we forgot to take the plane off. So let's get this thing up to 60,000 feet. Let's get this bad boy up and away. And we'll be back right after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase.
Stars were born to fly. I've been searching, crowding, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths far from you, in my space, in a stellar mood. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Did it all in spite of the hate. Every time they said that I can't. Nebula, they run through my veins. Every molecule in the trance. Senses feeling some kind of strange. Damn, I think my name's Spider-Man. Jump out the window and swing for the dreams that just might be. Never gonna let go. No, to the man in the mirror look like me. Drifting through the cosmos, oh, far away from your lies. I realign all my goals. That's a constellation of mine, yeah. I've been searching, crawling, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths, far from you, in my space, in a stellar mode.
Back to the Mace Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mace Jackson. Mace Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Mace Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mace said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. For Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis, the ruler in the building. And Ruthie Moore played him to the left today. Because it was supposed to be Riis and Ruthie. Riis probably back there texting Ruthie.
Oh, the R&R, man.
Ruthie. Look, they done made up a name. They probably got a logo and everything.
I was just going to say, I was going to text her the same, picture. We going to make a logo for us. Like when he leaves, we can put our logo in the
See how y'all put it in the corner and be like, look, I might mess around and make y'all a Riis and Ruthie logo. Put it in the corner. But no. It's okay, though. It's okay. I be trying. You know how you be trying? You be trying to tell people. I be like, one day y'all gonna miss me when I'm gone. I be like, take full advantage of the Maze Jackson. Why? Because it's gonna be a day when I'm gonna be like, I've been grinding. I'll be 50 years old. I'll be having these 50-year-old moments. Like, I'll be like, why am I doing this? I'm 50 years old. Well, 51. 51 in 2 weeks, y'all. So don't forget my birthday. But anyway, Riis. Dang, I forgot. I wanted to say something to somebody else. So, you know what? Thank you to everybody who came out. I need y'all to come. Who is willing to rock with me on Saturday? I want to go out and get petitions and signatures, and I'm looking for people to come on down on a regular basis. We are going out to get signatures. I'm leading the crew to go get some for my wife, but also we're going to be looking for black candidates that we are supporting. But if you have time this Saturday to mount up, and let's go get some great events or some places going. Let's go ride out. We could do the COVID-free safe bar crawl. Go get us, outside. We're going to do it, but I need y'all aid and assist. Brother Devin will be coordinating our outreach. And don't forget the document is ready. So if you are wanting to organize for the Black People First Party meeting, we have the form and the document. Just fill it out. Go to the What's in It for the Black People, not media, What's in It for the Black People with the black and white logo page. And sign up for the form and come on out. All right, Riis. Yesterday, Aurora, Illinois Mayor Richard Irvin announced his candidacy for governor, and he did it via video. And Riis, we're going to Disney on Ice on Saturday too. Don't forget. Now, did y'all get y'all tickets, get your coupons, Disney on Ice. Now, y'all know if you get coupons from Tennille for Disney on Ice, you getting ready to be plugged up. And if you, Tennille, I need 6 tickets, by the way. But if you are planning on going to Disney on Ice, do not miss Tennille's pass, the community pass, because I'm here to tell you, you get bomb seats for $20. And you get to be a star with your grandchildren. My grandbaby hosting her own Disney on Ice party, even though I didn't get invited. But it's okay. It's all right. My grandbaby gonna be like, Mickey is my girl, my boy. And all her friends gonna be like, wait, the real Mickey? Not like one of them. You know how you ever been to a party recently, they got like the knockoff Mickey costume? And it'd be like Mickey be a little skinny, right? He got a little furry. His fur be a little brown, not black. It's like Mick-ski, not Mickey, right? Mickey.
Big Mick.
Big, right. Big Mick. Now, you got Big Mac? We got the Big Mick. Anyway, so y'all, man, Tennille, give me a liner. I know you probably like, it's already in your inbox. Tennille's probably, it's in the Google Drive. Well, could you send it to me and I'll be doing live reads? And if I had a sticker, I'd put it on my computer too, right? Then you could get like all of this. Shout out to my sister, who is officially now the richest member in the family. I feel terrible. I've dropped in the rankings. I'm number 2, but I'm still number 1 to mom. Ha! Tennille is like it. And that's why your check will be late today. All right, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host. Y'all make sure y'all get y'all tickets to Disney on Ice. Tennille, Tori Barrett is looking to reach out to you regarding passes for Disney on Ice. Just give me some, if you give me some bullets, you don't got to write a line. Just send me the topics and put it in my inbox and I'll do it. Shout out to Feld Entertainment, 20 plus years with the Jackson families. Hey man, sorry Tennille. I mean, I'm sorry. I fell off the how they got the Forbes list? We got the Jackson list. I slipped to number 2 this year. I was rolling. Then Tennille came with the hammer, the mollywop. And she was like, oh yeah? I see your. And I got bam, bam, bam. I was like, damn. That's right. I'm still the big brother. I'm still older. And she trying to crash my party. I'm trying to get her to sponsor mine. Sponsor it this year. Go ahead. We can have a good party. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Anyway, Riis, one of the things that I hear oftentimes from black people is we should just vote Republican. We should just vote Republican. We should just vote Republican. Riis, remember how them times I told you that I went to a Republican meeting and was like, I don't know that I could do it, Riis. Right? Like when I say, like they talking to you, like they are talking about you like you ain't there. I be like, we're here. Riis, yesterday, Richard Irvin, mayor of Aurora, black mayor of Aurora, Republican, announced via video that he is running for governor of the state of Illinois. Riis, remember I also told you about, I wanted to know, like, who are the black people that were in the room when the decision was made, right? The challenge that this we're about to see. Let's back up. Can I just play the video? Bring the volume up. I'm going to play this video, and then we're going to talk about it afterwards. But when you talk about what kind of black man would the Republican Party support, I think this campaign announcement shows specifically what the challenges are with supporting black people becoming Democrats. Becoming Republicans. In spite of JB calling us least offensive and all that stuff. So, Riis, I want you to watch this video. Now, see, I forgot. You already a Republican. You already a Trump Republican. So, this probably ain't going to affect you at all. I bet we going to see, when they come back this year, we going to see Riis blacks for Trump. Right in the, because you'll get a front seat with that too. Even though you get a front seat of the Democratic Party, you can't say blacks for Hillary. But I told you about when I went to Iowa and they moved the white people who had been there all day out the camera shot so we could be when Hillary tied in Iowa the first time, like after when she ran last time and lost to Trump. Carrie and me were there. And so we got there and we was on the VIP list, but you know, people have been waiting all day. And they told them, like the people who was writing the camera shot, they was like, you got to move. And they were like, we've been waiting here all day. We need the black people in the shot. Me and Carrie was like. So you go back and you look at Hillary's announcement. It wasn't as surprising as because she didn't win that night, right? It was a tie, right? So it was like, we was like, hey! I was like, people was like, man, we see you on every TV channel station around the country. But she didn't win, so it was kind of like, womp womp. Anyway, Riis, this video that I'm about to play, and I need you to watch it, because you know you be looking around. You got to watch the video. And then I want you to see why I'm concerned about who are the black people in the room when the conversation was had that the white folks was going to pick this guy, okay? No shade to him at all, but this is what you have to be prepared for when you are a black Republican. Riis, turn me up in my headphones. Here we go.
Richard Baxter Irvin was born a slave, but he dreamed of being free. Eventually, he lived that dream, following it to the land of the man who made it possible. He found opportunity here as a mason, helping build his community brick by brick. Some are still here. He built a legacy I stand on today. I don't just share the name Richard Irvin. I share his dream of what Illinois could be, where a growing economy provides ladders of opportunity for anyone willing to work.
Willing to work.
Where families are safe, where kids are educated, not indoctrinated. Where government guarantees our right to pursue the best life we can, free of oppressive taxes and regulations. That's not the Illinois we have today. Crime is out of control. So is corruption. Negligence and incompetence have destroyed our finances. So taxes go up. People move out because there's nothing you can do about it. But that's not true. I know it's not. I grew up in Section 8 public housing in Aurora, where I now serve as mayor. Mom had me at 16, a single mother working 2 jobs. Didn't have much of a father, but my granddad, son of Richard Baxter Irvin, taught me to believe in myself, to do the best I could at whatever I did, like he did as a skilled craftsman in the factories after World War II. I enlisted in the Army, like him, served in Desert Storm, developed the discipline it takes to complete a mission. So I went to college on the GI Bill, then law school, to become a hands-on prosecutor, going on police raids, taking back one corner or apartment complex at a time, putting gangbangers, drug dealers, and wife beaters in prison. I've seen it up close. Defund the police is dumb, dangerous, and it costs lives. And I believe that all lives matter. Every family should be safe. Running our second largest city, crimes come down because the police budget has gone up. I hired more cops each year. We've recruited new companies, turned old properties into economic engines, and we've controlled spending, balanced budgets, so residents got property tax relief. My city is now safer, stronger, and full of opportunity. I want that for Illinois. Madigan and his ilk, Governor Pritzker, they've done so much damage. But I promise you, we can overcome big challenges. That's what I'm good at. But we must dare to dream of an Illinois that is free, prosperous, and proud enough to truly be the land of Lincoln again. I'm Richard Irvin. I'm running for governor of Illinois. And with your help, we will take our state back. Richard Baxter Irvin was born a slave, but he dreamed of being free. Eventually, he lived that dream, following it to the land of the man who made it possible. He found opportunity here as a mason, helping build his community brick by brick. Some are still here. He built a legacy I stand on today. I don't just share the name Richard Baxter Irvin was born a slave, but he dreamed of being free. Eventually, he lived that dream, following it to the land of the man who made it possible. He found opportunity here as a mason, helping build his community brick by brick. Some are still here. He built a legacy I stand on today. I don't just share the name Richard Irvin. Richard Baxter Irvin was born a slave, but he dreamed of being free. Eventually, he lived that dream, following it to the land of the man who made it possible. He found opportunity here as a mason, helping build his community brick by brick. Some are still here. He built a legacy I stand on today. I don't just share the name Richard Irvin. I share his dream of what Illinois could be.
This is the Mace Jackson Show. So, okay. So my sister is clearly my sister. So let me back up. So let me back up. The first thing is, this is why we can't just let white people listen to our conversations and make the determination. Because I know a lot of you all are offended by this part, and I'm going to play it one more time for you.
Richard Baxter Irvin was born a slave, but he dreamed
ADOS
of being free.
That is white people's interpretation of ADOS. Do you understand? Okay, so here's what has happened, and this is what I'm trying to explain to you. They make he's the son of a slave. That is their interpretation of ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. So to make sure that they are clear that he is not an immigrant, right? Because they know that that is an issue for us. That is their attempt to clarify that he is ADOS. Y'all get that? So imagine if you heard white people and white people heard us talking about American Descendants of Slavery, right? That was them putting it in there. What I need for you to understand is, and I want you to open up the phone lines now, Reese. I want you to open up. So, but you can't say any. Okay, so that's where you start if you are to be a black Republican. Let me tell you. First of all, that slavery component is white translation of black frustration, right? That is them talking to us without talking with us, to talk about us. Remember when I said, what are white people allowed to say? Now, let me ask you, does Richard Irvin, and I want y'all to be clear that the only black people in this commercial are either his family or portrayed as slaves, or my dad wasn't much of a man, right? But I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. The challenge with being a black Republican is that, and quite frankly, if you were to look at Richard Irvin and you were to look at the black people, Tennille, that are part of the Republican Party, Tennille, they all fit this same ilk, which is, man, I'm sick of these Negroes over here, so I'm going to be over here. Now, the challenge is, some of the things he's saying is true, but you have to be willing to sit through white people talking about all of your flaws or your challenges. And then how you get to this point is that, Reese, they tell you, but you're not like that. You're not like that. You're not like those Riis, you were victim of, had a single mom. He had a single mom. Look at him. Riis. He didn't have his grandparents. I mean, he didn't have his father, but his grandparents taught him his way to be right, to stand. Think about all of the coding you heard in that. Now, I'll tell you that if you were to talk to, let's say, somebody like Art would say, you're right. I don't necessarily, this thing with the slave thing, like, can I ask a question? What was the ad for that? Like, and I'm watching white people and everybody else telling me how slick this is, and I'm saying to myself, and Tennille said the same thing, who is the black person that got the bid sheet to say, okay, we're looking for a young black man to dress up as a slave, but then that goes to the insult level. Like, hold on, you finna do a commercial for a black Republican and you gonna play the slave? We be down so bad, though.
You know, somebody in the party, you know.
No, they went and got some actors, man. And if you was in the party, who lets their kid play the slave? Who in the party lets their kid play the slave?
It's Aurora, you know what I'm saying? So
bro, Aurora is...
You go there, you be like, hey, you know, I'm running for mayor. You know, with your kid, like, hey, you know, my son, I love the... If you are following that person, you know, like you're with them, of course you will offer, hey, you know what I'm saying, my child or my son. So now...
Riis, you don't know your child.
I'm telling you what people would do. So you don't think it's nobody following him? Clearly, it's somebody following him, right? So he clearly has a party. So it's people in his party that will do things for him. So you be like, I'm going to shoot like a video. So instead of me paying these extra people, if he didn't, I'm just saying that's what he would do. Hey,
Riis, I would pay people to be in the commercial, but my son is going to be running down the street, riding his bicycle, bouncing around. He is not going to be running through the cotton picking fields.
True that, but they feeling like if he win, hey, think about if he win, my baby was in the commercial. That's hypothetically speaking. So I'm just telling you how people think differently. So I'm telling you, it's people that's in his party that will do things for him.
So let's back up. So now you saw the video. That's the campaign launch. Let's be clear. If you saw the video, there were no black people in the video except for in negative positions, except for Richard Irvin. Riis, you talked about the white lady. That's actually his lieutenant governor, Avery Bourne.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. I like Avery Bourne, actually. Yes. She's super cool. Like, we hung out a few times. But again, so now let me back up. So let's start here. Everybody who said we should just vote Republican, like what do the white people see when they see that slavery piece? Y'all said it's an acting job? Okay. All right. But I need you to understand that this is white people's interpretation of ADOS. Do y'all not understand? Like, because somebody had to say, who said this is a good idea to put slaves in the opening video? The opening scene. Riis, it don't even be like, you cotton-picking Negroes.
And he got the house off Ray Charles. Nothing like the house that Ray Charles.
I don't even remember the Ray Charles. And then Land of Lincoln. Like
that's right there.
We did.
We put the Lincoln on the house.
We gave y'all freedom. Like that Richard Irvin, he respects what we did for him. We've done so much for black people. Like, what are you mad for? Look at Richard Irvin. Now, let me tell you. If you can accept this, Riis, then you can be elevated in the Republican Party. They want black people that are willing to do. Now, I'm going to say it. He told y'all defund the police is dumb, right? I think defund the police is kind of dumb, too. Like, I do. I think you might reapportion, but I think defund the police is dumb. But I mean, give us a call, 872-259-7474. Now, I want you to take this commercial, and then I want you to understand that you see how y'all just flipped on them that quick? His blackness don't make no difference now. His target audience, Beulah, is not black people. They don't really intend for black people to see this. Black people in mass, you're not going to see this in the black community. You're going to see this. This is going to be all downstate. This is going to be all, and you trying to tell me white folks won't vote for that? Yes, they will. Yes, they will, because just like white liberals wanted to prove they wasn't racist, he runs this downstate. And I'm going to tell you, this is the same model. I'll be honest with you. This is the same model that's going to win the mayor of Chicago. Now, he ain't going to start it with slaves, but he is going to look in the camera and be like, I'm tough on crime. We got to stop this madness that's going on in the city. And right now, see, the fact is, Richard Irvin can talk about things that J.B. Pritzker can't. Right? Like, he can talk about crime as not a public health safety. Lock these mugs up. And guess what? White people gonna love that. Man, we got to get these criminals off the street. Look, I'm a soldier, I'm a veteran, right? But now let me throw the monkey wrench. Riis, remember what I said the single most important issue for black people is this election cycle is? It is, will you support the right of undocumented immigrants to vote? And if we only care about one thing, then guess what? I think Richard Irvin answers the question closer to us than J.B. Pritzker. But are you willing to walk through the slavery show to protect your long-term premise? You could look at that slavery piece and say, we was here first. And there's an acknowledgement. But I want to hear from y'all. Give me a call, 872-259-7474. But let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, we'll take your calls. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:37 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather report. In sports, bad day for Chicago as the Bulls lose to the Memphis Grizzlies 119-106. Over to the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks also lose to the Seattle Krakens 3-2. Over the traffic on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop will be 42 minutes. Outbound will be 18 on the Edens. Inbound Deerfield to Exchange will be 41 minutes. Exchange back out to Deerfield will be 28 on the Eisenhower. Thorndale to the Loop, 45 minutes. Outbound to Thorndale will be 39. The Dan Ryan is 22 minutes to the Exchange and will be 13 minutes to 95th. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan, 47 minutes. Outbound will be 30. The Bishop Ford for 45 minutes from I-80 to the Dan Ryan, and from the Dan Ryan back will be 28 minutes. On Lakeshore DuSable Drive, everything is still the same, 7 minutes south, 8 minutes north. Today's weather, it is currently 26 degrees and cloudy. Today will be a high of 41 and a low of 21. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Find Me here on the Maze Jackson Show.
Yeah, man. Ideas, man. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you want to be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you want to be free. Let's go. Standing my ground, I can't mess around. It's like my time is in a bottle, captured by your love, yeah. Now I know women's got this thing going on. We can't stay around so long, but I wanna come come correct. Baby, get your foot off my neck. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. Understand clearly. That you wanna be free. It's the time that you spend making me think within. It's the trust still beginning. Fade away from beginning of the day. I can see you trembling times, and I can see you wondering mine. Is it me considered? You that's with it. See, you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. It's so clear to see, baby, that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. Yeah. I'm just trying to be the best I can. You can call me the troubling man. Matter of fact, I'm from the side of the street. Baby girl, you're calling on me. At the time that I feel your presence around me, something that I can't let go. It's your time, everything around me there. I just wanna hold on, but you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis to rule in the building. Y'all, I played the Richard Irvin commercial, not commercial, campaign announcement. I want y'all to be clear. There is no intention, in my estimation, of this campaign really sending this to us. Like, the reality is, you're only really going to see this downstate, and then they're going to program it to certain people, right? They're not going to show this to black folks. So realistically, and quite frankly, because he is in a Republican primary, right? He's not appealing to you. I would tell you that the suburban Republicans, black, they'll support that. And this is the challenge that we have as black folks. When I tell you about when people say, Maze, I've been to everybody. I've bounced around. That's why we got to be black first, right? He is Republican first. JB is Democrat first. What I'm saying is, what is our issue, which is one thing right now. Do you support the rights of undocumented immigrants to vote in municipal elections? The rest of that, y'all both are the same. Y'all are appealing to your base. This is the thing that I care about the most. But I got to ask you, because how many of y'all said, we should just vote Republican this time? I'm neither here nor there, but understand that these are the images that they want to project. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If I was comfortable being a special Negro, because when you are this guy in the Republican Party, they'll raise you up because they want to have quality black folks that they can put forward. And I would tell you that this brother is reflective of very many black people that I know that live in Bolingbrook that left the city, like not grew up in Bolingbrook, but left the city to move to Bolingbrook as adults. And as they've joined the party, they've been made to feel special, like they're special Negroes. But then when they don't get back in line, then they get mad. But bro, they done always saw you the same way. Let's go to the live lines. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Hey man, son of a slave. Hey man, Richard Irvin just proved us his ADOS credentials. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Hey, how you doing, Maze?
All right. Is this Ryan?
No. This is Carl. Real quick,
hey,
I'm from Aurora, so I have a little take on this. first, I just want to start off. When I looked at the commercial, it kind of reminds me of the whole Barack Obama rollout in 2008 when he went to Springfield talking about Abraham Lincoln, the emancipator, and this, that, and the third, and the land of Lincoln. So they kind of had, a little that energy. And also, when he talked about the crime piece, it reminded me of the guy that just won in New York. What's his name? Eric Allen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like they was trying to do some of those things. But here's the thing: I know that's going to be for downstate. But Richard has something once he started to really target the black community or whatever. He has something that he can run on, and that thing is since Richard has become mayor of Aurora. Aurora has seen more black businesses under Richard Irvin than the last three mayors combined, right? So that's some of the piece he can talk about. And then also, if it comes down to Richard and J.B. Pritzker, right? On one end, you got Richard saying, I'm the exceptional Negro. And on the other end, you got J.B. Pritzker saying, listen, black people, you can't do it for yourselves. You need a white man like me to help you. Who do you choose?
I mean, I got you. And we got the white man that called us least, who was trying to pick who was least offensive. Right? Again, I feel there's the conundrum. So let me say, first of all, thank you for calling for us from Aurora. And can you please tell the people from Aurora to call us? Shout out to the Aurora Police Department. I know people going to be like, hey, man, they gave me my car back. They got my car back. The people in Chicago was like, what? So see that, though? Did you hear that man on the call? It's like sometimes we can't ignore any of this guy's stuff, but he ain't call us least offensive. Now, he did have slaves in his video. Let's go to the live calls. That's it? Nobody else? Oh, dang. So what we going to do, Reese? Reese, let me put it back for you because I think you got to see the part. There you go. Hold on. Let me do it again. Yeah, give me some audio because I think it's important. And I need y'all to give us a call. Oh, I got to put the number up. 872-259-7474. Gator Bradley, according to Politico, said that he was offended that Richard Irvin made this announcement on King Day. You think it was bogus for him to put slaves on the video in King Day? Let's go. Let me put it back on. Go ahead, turn it up, Reese. Is it me?
Baxter Irvin.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Was born.
This is their interpretation of ADOS, y'all. This is why you got to who's the black person in the room?
Richard Baxter Irvin was born a slave, but he dreamed of being free. Eventually, he lived that dream, following it to the land of the man who made it possible. He found opportunity here as a mason, helping build his community
nice white shirt
brick
he
by
had.
brick. Some are still here. He built a legacy I stand on today. I don't just share the name Richard Irvin. I share his dream of what Illinois could be, where a growing economy provides ladders of opportunity for anyone willing to work.
Anyone willing to work. That's y'all
Kids
lazy.
are educated, not indoctrinated.
No critical race theory.
Government guarantees our right to pursue the best life we can, free of oppressive taxes and regulations. That's not the Illinois we have today. Crime is out of control. So is corruption. Negligence and incompetence have destroyed our finances. So
Think about all
taxes
them
go up.
white people been getting carjacked in they suburban town.
Because there's nothing you can do about it. But that's not true. I know
I'll
it's
lock
not.
them niggas up.
I grew up in Section 8 public housing in Aurora, where I now serve as mayor.
Bootstraps,
Mom had me
baby.
at 16, a single mother working 2 jobs. Didn't have much of a father, but my granddad, son of Richard Baxter,
Not much of a father.
taught me to believe in myself.
Black man, get
do
back
the
to
best
your
I
house.
could at whatever I did, like he did as a skilled craftsman in the factories after World War II.
He ain't trying to get no
I enlisted
education.
in the
Get
Army,
your butt in
like
the
him.
job.
Served in Desert Storm, developed the discipline it takes to complete a mission. So I went to college on the GI Bill, then law school, to become a hands-on prosecutor, going on police raids, taking back
Going
one
on
corner
raids.
or apartment complex at a time.
Taking back the
putting
projects.
Gangbangers, drug
Gangbangers.
dealers, and wife beaters.
Wife
in prison.
beaters. That's all y'all.
I've seen it up close. Defund the police is dumb,
Dumb.
dangerous, and it costs lives. And I believe that all lives matter.
All lives matter.
Every family should be safe.
Suspenseful, yeah, it gets suspenseful
Running our
right
second
now.
largest city, crimes come down because the police budget has gone up.
Get us more police.
I hired more cops each year. We've recruited new companies, turned old properties into economic engines, and we've controlled spending, balanced budgets, so residents got property tax relief. My city is now safer, stronger, and full of opportunity. I want that for Illinois. Madigan and his ilk, Governor Pritzker, they've done so much damage. But I promise you, we can overcome big challenges. It's what I'm good at. But we must dare to dream of an Illinois that is free, prosperous, and
How come the black man was the slave, though?
Again. I'm Richard Irvin. I'm running for governor of Illinois. And with your help, we will take our state back.
Hey, man, Richard Irvin, to me, is white folks, the Republicans, Barack Obama. I think somebody said it. And I'm going to tell you, you could take a Richard Irvin, and quite frankly, with that kind of message, he could actually run for president. He really could. Y'all should have seen Riis back here. Riis gone. Riis gone. He already with Riis, you already with it. I'm going to tell you, if they took the slaves out the front, his commercial wasn't that bad. But I feel like
he was hitting on some good, he was hitting on some good points.
He triggered a lot of people. He gonna have the Negro activists out in the street. All lives matter.
Thought about the young single mothers that had. My mom was 16 when she had me. It's okay. We got jobs out here for you guys. He was hitting on all the points, man. I did it. You guys can do it too.
So let me say this. Them slaves in the front blew me. I think if I could get past the slaves, I actually do think it's a pretty slick announcement. I feel like this is not bad. And quite frankly, if you put him up against J.B. Pritzker right now, I'm taking him. Now, let me not say that. Let me say that I'm going to ask him, where you at? Should black people be participate in cannabis? Where you at on cannabis? Put them both on the stage and ask them. Well, we know he for gaming because he got a casino out in Aurora. You black people, should we get a piece? Who is the least offensive black person? If you had the chance to pick the least offensive black person on the ticket, who would you have picked? He picked Jesse White. Now, and I would argue with you, Alvin, that he does know his history. It is. We were slaves. I just don't like I don't like it being used by black people to make white people feel good. They was like, yes. Remember when y'all ninjas stayed in this guy knows his place. He knows we didn't do it. He's not blaming us. Look, his family, slavery, you be like, man, we was in slavery for 400 years. Get over it.
Can't get over it and ask for reparations now.
So he ain't asking for reparations.
No, I'm just saying, but we can't get over it as a people.
He ain't never gonna say nothing about no reparations. He ain't, man.
Jobs.
He gonna say, man, bro, go your ass to work. We were slaves too. Look at him. They talking about reparations. Reparations. Work harder.
My great grandfather.
Hey man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
I thought it was a nice little.
If you got, my thing is, who are the white people who wrote the slavery part? I really want to know who wrote that. Now, if they went and got Michael Eric Dyson or somebody else and they wrote that, huh? What do you mean? Why am I calling the black people in the front slaves? Cause they slaves. Dang it. He showed him sitting on the porch talking about my grandfather was a slave. He's sending that to white people. This is not for anybody black. So and here's my thing. I want y'all to pay attention to so let me say this. Of the black people that are running for the Republican Party, Richard Irvin, to me, seems like the most genuine and real. Like, he's not necessarily pandering. Like, let me back up. He's got media consultants and strategists who put this together. But I know some of the other candidates. I'll say one of the other candidates that's running on a statewide ticket and her whole career is built around black people. Like, I don't know that Richard Irvin goes to the Republican committee meeting and sits by while they disrespect black people or join in it. Right? I feel like a lot of the reason that the other candidates have been chosen is because of their willingness to denigrate black people directly. Right? So, like, a lot of the lieutenant governor, like, I feel like most of these candidates that they're choosing are cynical. Right? Like, when you see the Republicans putting on black people as their number twos, and even when you see them like JB, I feel like it's cynical. It's a pacifier. It's an attempt to take advantage of our disgust with the Democratic Party. But the problem is when you put the person up who spent the last 6 years trying to jump on everybody's page, talking about they whack, they stupid, you're a Democrat puppet, blah, 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 and your whole goal is to denigrate black folks as compared to calling out the Democratic Party or calling out anybody else, but they use you to attack black people, well, that's when I got a problem. And I'm going to tell you that what I liked about this was that even though he hit on all the stuff that we know is issues, subtly. I feel like the black candidates that are running as Republicans currently make it their job to be like, we gonna get them ninjas straight. Like, I'm not one of, and I feel like the people that have risen to the top of the Republican Party black people have embraced the fact that they are the special Negroes, right? I'm not them over there. And can I tell you that there is a significant amount of money to be made not being them Negroes over there? Remember I told you what I learned in business and doing is to go where the black people are not. Because if you go where the black people are not, there is often money to be made. You go where black people are and the black people spending more time trying to discredit you than do the job. If it's 6 black people that work for J.B. Pritzker, they all trying to compete with each other to be the top Negro. Not the top person, but the top Negro. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. You go over there with the white folks, you be by yourself, so they take whatever you say. And let you say, oh, black people are stupid? Oh, you give her the mic. Are you willing to call out single moms? Give her the mic. Who's running for lieutenant governor with him is a white woman, Avery Bourne, from downstate. And let me tell you.
Another good one he got right there.
Avery Bourne is the truth. I like Avery. I really do. Like, she is, like, if you sit down, she is a right winger, right? But she's also, she knows how to play the game. Like, when y'all look at this Republican ticket, the Democrats gonna have problems. See, JB just put $90 million in his account. But remember, JB Pritzker got $3 billion, Ken Griffin got $21 billion. They not in the same level. It's like, that's different levels for us, but $1 billion to Ken Griffin is 1/3 of what JB got. He ain't even scratching. So now my question is, what do we as black people do? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Callers. And you know who I want to hear from? Byron. Byron, where you at? I ain't heard from you in a minute, and I know you got something to say, and Ruthie ain't here, so you ain't gonna get snapped on. Riis, I know you my man.
You know, he probably...
Riis already on the Irvin campaign.
Nah, like I was trying to say, I would just read more about him, and that's the reason why I had asked you, because, you know, I'm just starting to really, like, read more about him, and the fact that I'm looking at it, and then even, like, the Democrats are using old videos of him being inside the Democrat Party, praising JB, you know, stuff like that, you know.
But
like,
he's the mayor. He's a mayor in the state where there's a governor. We should show respect and deference, and it ain't always. And so the thing that is funny is the same thing that they're attacking Richard Irvin for is the same like the hardcore Republicans is the same reason that he could kick butt in the primary. Because Richard Irvin is going to be able to say, I voted for Barack Obama. He's going to be able to say, I vote for the best interests of the state. I'm not a Madigan or a it was ticking me off is that it's a Rauner versus Madigan race. Both of them is gone. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. You want to continue the conversation because we're going to talk some more. Plus, bad business advice. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Thank you to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM for listening to us 6:30 to 8 every day. Now, if you want to come hang out with the Sinners, they're going to stay here till 8:30. Ruthie played Riis, so we're going to be out of here at 8:30 today. But it is the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, let me take this next call real quick. Caller, you there? Caller.
Rosie, the real one, there's someone masquerading as me, but they did a good job.
Uncle Rosie, they got me. I'm ready for you, Uncle Rosie. They got me yesterday, man. They got me yesterday.
Yeah, they did. I heard that. But he did very well. I listened to him. But, Ray Mays, I think this is a golden opportunity for we as black people and for your intent and purposes. The Irvin guy and any other black guy going to fall somewhere in the strata. But our point here is, okay, you're running, but what kind of commitment? We need to put a trust support before him or them, whomever the money, the gatekeepers and the other folk put together to run as candidates. We need to personally put together. Now, if our gatekeepers, I call them the aldermen, if they had anything working in their head other than narrowness, they would say, okay, let us come together and group together, and any black candidate, black, white, or indifferent, here is your commitment to us will get us to vote for you. If you cannot give a commitment to us, and we're going to look at you and find out if you're going to follow through. I think this is the opportune time. Richard Irvin, I look at him, and for reasons I don't think he comes over. He's not photogenic enough. He's threatening in his look, but that's just my personal opinion about him.
Wait, who?
But Richard Irvin, the guy from Aurora. Yeah, I mean, there's something about him as I look at him, and not to take nothing away from him, but he has a certain look that caused me to question him, and I think anybody else with reasonable mind will look at him, and first they're going to classify him immediately, and I think it's going to terrorize a lot of white folk. But money can do a lot of things. But I think that if we get together and approach Richard Irvin, say, hey, I heard what you said, and I'm not, as you would say, shading on you for doing that. But before you get us, you got to put a commitment. You got to put your sign this right here. This is what I intend to do for our people, i.e., we're going to stop this immigration thing. I'm not for that. I.e., we need to be more participatory in the fund, the economics of this country, of this state, in this city. Are you committed to that end? And if he can, buy into that school, he might be another Obama. Sound good, but he's handicapped. he doesn't have it in his heart. Obama was half black, so I can understand him. But Richard has no excuse. Anyway, what you think, man? I'm going to hang up and listen to you, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you, Uncle Rosie. I appreciate your call. I think that there's multi-tiered threats here. I think that right now the Democratic Party is at its weakest point ever. I think they don't have the horses right now that they need. I think it's going to be every man for himself. And I think that Ken Griffin's money will influence a lot of state legislators and people. I think JB's got a problem. That's what I think. I think if this man gets out of the primary, JB Pritzker's got a real problem. And I'm going to be interested to see who are the black people that come to Cape for JB Pritzker, even knowing that you got played. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Join Mickey, Elsa, Woody, and more at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing January 20 to 23rd and February 3rd to 6th at Allstate Arena. Free parking with ticket purchase.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they did get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gonna tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. It's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now, other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis, Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppressed, it's all wrong. In the mirror, realize you great. Yeah, we always argue with our brothers, but ain't no
nobody gonna take our place. Just stay in tune and stay on top about who forward, about who not. Just green light, all the black economy. Then watch all the shooting, don't stop. To my black people in power, just remember we put you in power. If you really want to save all the black princesses, be Mario and not Bowser. They gave us a hard job. We gon' make it if you do it together. Divided before, we gotta evolve. With confidence, you are ready before you started. With no confidence in the people, we always gon' be defeated.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. See how you did that, Riis? That's how you supposed to do it, right? Then I don't gotta be all these hand signals. You just got your eye. You be like, give you the eyeball. You be like, psh. Then it be like, brr, brr, brr. Like if you playing the drums, like I give you the, and then you be like, brr, 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 psh. Then I give you the eyeball. You hit the guitar solo, right? See. Like if it was James Brown, you know, James Brown used to find, he'd be like, that's a fact. Get your whole check. That's what I'm talking about though, Riis. That's what I'm trying to get to. All right, y'all. Richard Irvin. It's funny because I was stuck on the slavery thing, but let me get past the slavery. Cause I really that to me is white folks ADOS. That's them saying to you, hey man, we know that there's this immigrant thing going on. So they hit the slavery thing to say, he's a descendant of slavery. I didn't need you to do it like that. That ain't the way I needed it done. Riis, I was looking at this and I'm saying, what are the challenges? And Said the Trucker on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube, who is once again molly-whopping Facebook. Facebook, y'all is at 145, YouTube at 196. They just dropped down from 2 because y'all snuck over. But Said the Trucker says, you have black elected officials pushing for illegals to vote while simultaneously pushing for black voters' rights. If you can't see that error, you pretty much won't see anything. And the Democrats have diluted the black vote by allowing illegal immigrants to vote in. I'm 95% sure the Voting Rights Act will be passed this year because of our vote will be considered useless now. I do think that we are in a conundrum. And Riis, this is one of those cases where the choices are bad and worse. And they may not be bad and worse. I just don't know that I like the slavery piece in the beginning. But Riis, see, Riis, but I know you ain't gonna bother you because you was like, man, Kendrick is interesting. Like, this is my thing. Like, I feel like slavery is getting watered down now, and everybody just tossing around like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Right? Like, oh, it wasn't. And so, like, you know, like, this is that erosion. Think about, you know how, like, you look at something and then 10 years later, you be like, this would never change. There's never a time in my life when I was in the 70s that I ever would have thought that there would be a joke around slavery or that it would be used as a campaign thing. Now we got to the point where, again, and it didn't look so bad for his dad or his great-granddaddy. I mean, he had a cool white shirt, right? He was sweating a little bit. He got to wipe the sweat off. And again, that is the minimization of our. Let me ask a question: is there any way in life that you see J.B. Pritzker having a campaign commercial that features the Holocaust in any way, shape, or form? Even if it was showing that they overcame, they ain't doing it. They ain't doing it, dog. They ain't doing it. There is no.
He could, and then he could tie it in with the Holocaust.
Would he do it though?
With the Holocaust music.
Would he do it though? Riis, no, he wouldn't. Because they would not allow their pain, tragedy, and suffering of that nature to be politicized. Because he's Jewish before he's a Democrat. He is. Period. Our pain and suffering has become a commodity to trade upon. Yeah, man. So I feel like I may have, I feel like it's one, okay, so I hear y'all telling me about Key and Peele's joke. I didn't watch it on slavery because it ain't funny to me. But I'm saying right now, so you see how Kendrick Lamar did a script and he writing with the writers of South Park to do a slavery script? Same thing just happened right here. There was somebody white sat down and wrote this up and was like, "You think how do we position the slavery piece? How do we get this ADOS thing in there?" I don't know, man. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Callers, what you got? Call me. Caller, what you got? Hello?
Yeah, I want to talk about, hello?
Come on, talk to me. What's up, caller? How you feeling?
Oh, yeah, I was about the Richard Irvin thing. It would seem like any right-thinking black person wouldn't be a Democrat today because, if we go into our history, most of us, especially in Chicago, who come from the South, we came from Democrat plantations, people who were Democrats, practicing Democrats, who were slave owners, who plantations we were on. So why today would we be Democrats? And I think a lot of black people haven't gotten to the history to see exactly who in their lineage was a slave. And when you want to do your ancestor respect by not being a Democrat, a person who had them on the plantation. So it's like Richard Irvin is like an enlightened black person because he went through the whole Democrat process of living in the city and having to deal with coming from being on a Democrat plantation in the city. So shouldn't we be going down that path instead of doing the same thing we've been doing and people like Bobby Rush selling us out and all that?
Man, so I'm just going to tell you, that is the narrative that I think they are trying to hit with black people. I'm not even against it, right? I think it's the choices, though, that we're going to have to make as decisions as a people, right? Like, is being aligned with this version, is it like we just going to take a sacrifice, like, and just take a gamble, right? Because we took a gamble with J.B. Pritzker. He continually showed us that he really don't care. Now, they're going to be passing out all types of cannabis money and all type of stuff, but it's the campaign year. And so I also wonder who are the white people that who gets to call Richard Irvin out? Like, who are we going to accept talking smack about this black man? Does that make sense? Like, how does J.B. Pritzker say, oh, he's a sellout? J.B. Pritzker can't talk about the slavery piece. Right, but they already got people. You saw Gator is already in the news talking about, I'm offended that he would release this on King Day. Man, I'm offended that y'all let these punks come up and get on in front of all our people on King Day. Like, did anybody ask JB about the equity of cannabis for King Day? The content of our character, the color of our weed? Oh, my bad. Sorry, did I go too far? It's the Mace Jackson Show. Riis, but let me tell you what that is. Let me tell you what that caller was, though. That means that they're up and they're listening. They up and they listening. That means that it's not just the Democrats listening now. Because where else you going to find out how black people took the response? Where else you going to listen where black folks, I'm telling you, they tuned in right now. Right now, the whole camp of Richard Irvin and everybody, what you think? JB and them listening too, like, damn. And here goes the crazy part. Think about the fact that J.B. Pritzker for 4 years, the last time we saw J.B. Pritzker here at What's in It for the Black People was 4 years ago when he got caught on the tape talking about the least offensive Negro. Promised us he would come back, promised us that he would, I asked him about cannabis. I asked him about gaming. I asked him about all the things that happened in this 4 years. And then he never came back. Right? Now, and then in that 4 years, he done cut you out of cannabis. He done cut you out of gaming. Has black Illinois already done better? And now who's going to come back? Who is he going? What does he say to you now? And what's so crazy is, Riis, we know they all listening, and now they sitting around thinking like, damn, going down the street ain't going to be enough. Right? Because, because basically what they know is that if you go down the street, the white man is going to have imagine a white man having an advantage over black people at a black station. J.B. Pritzker going to have a better advantage down the street than the black man at the voice of black people. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Good morning, Maze. This is Hope.
Hope! Oh, Hope. Break it down for me. I know you're going to bust my bubble. Talk to me, dog.
Well, no matter how you cut it, Irvin is in the right direction.
Uh-oh.
The black Democratic class has given us nothing. Would you have been happier if Irvin had started his commercial by saying Joe Lewis was a Republican, yes, Jackie Robinson was a Republican, and I'm a Republican? The fact of the matter is, you're not going to get someone like Irvin out of Chicago. Period. That's my comment.
Hope, thank you. Hope don't be hopeful. Hope be straight like, it's not gonna happen. Straight up though, I love when Hope calls. I'm still trying to hear from Byron, because Byron probably already, Riis, we probably can't get a hold of Byron because he probably already out in Aurora. He probably done went and picked up signs, and you can see him, Byron, he gonna be at your house later on today, Riis. I know y'all be having secret meetings. I know Riis and Byron got secret meetings. Let's go to the call. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Caller?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
All right, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? How you doing?
All right.
Hey, I got a question for you. If I know the downstate, the law enforcement stuff was downstate, but if you was running Richard's campaign, right, and you had to appeal to not just black people in Illinois, but in particular black inner city Chicago, what would you advise him? Like, how would you, get him to come across as, because he's a black Republican, so that may be kind of hard, but maybe not in this climate. But I just wondering, like, what would you do to advise him to appeal to, like, black Chicago?
I would come to black Chicago and I would highlight everything that J.B. Pritzker has not done for black people that he promised. I think if it's me, I'm going to hit him on gaming. I'm going to hit him on, I'm going to hit him on gaming. I'm going to hit him on the violence in the city of Chicago. I'm going to hit him on cannabis. And then I'm going to gaming, cannabis, violence. And then I'm going to hit him. Like, I would be like, which one of us is the least offensive in this crowd? Buell, I'm going to get a free advice because they ain't going to never pay me for it, no way. Right? And it's like, here goes the deal. It's like right now, you got Democrats who are saying that I'm working for Irvin to try and create this negative opinion. You got Republicans that are like, man, we can't get this Negro to say what we want him to say when we want him to say it. So I'm not comfortable for anybody. Right? And I know it sounds like free advice, and thank you to my super advisors. But really, I've come to the recognition that the question of what's in it for the black people will be answered by white people, and they are determined that even as they answer it, that they will make sure that I am not a participant in that answer. Does that make sense? So I'm clear that I create opportunities for everybody else, and a lot of times people don't come back with it. But At this point, my goal is to force the issues to the table, right? Like, so right now, J.B. Pritzker's team needs to be thinking like, damn, how do I answer cannabis? A CJA is not enough. Talking about you giving us grants, that ain't enough. I want a race. I want black issues to be brought to the forefront, right? And so to me, I think you ask, what has JB done for black folks? Let's go to the callers. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show.
Yes, I want to say this. Nobody's talking about Lyona. All these contractors, Local 130, Local 150, all these are Democratic organizations that's hurting black people. Sanitation, transportation, aviation, all the ones I'm telling you, the black people work these jobs, but the people that get paid the money are big-time white people from Democratic organizations. Yes, I'm going Republican. Yes, I will be walking the streets in the 34th Ward. And I'm saying to all the black people listening, Democrats have never did nothing for nobody.
Amen. Thank you. And I'm going to tell you something, though. It's funny that you mentioned those unions because those unions give their members the option. And if you look at the unions that you talked about, if you look at their members that are in the suburbs, they get Republican. They support Democrats and Republicans. We the only ones that don't get a choice. And I think the frustration of black Chicago and black people. Man, let's go to the callers. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Caller?
Maze, this is Joe Jackson. I finally broke down and called you.
Joe Jackson? Which Joe Jackson?
Joe Citizen.
Oh, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah, there you go. Listen, I finally broke down and called you, but I reserved.
Why you holding out, man? Why you holding out? You don't want to talk to your boy? What I do to you, man? You like that crazy?
Well, nothing you did to me. In fact, I will ask you a few questions. Actually, I reserve my judgment on Irvin as to whose water is wetter, Republicans or Democrats. So the question I'm asking you is this. You know, if you didn't have the slave narrative at the beginning, it seems like based on your politics, you probably would go for him. Am I correct?
I would be more inclined to.
But you're not planning to run for that office, by the way, are you?
Huh? No, I'm not running.
You're not planning to run.
Go ahead. Say again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not running for office this go round. I'm not running because it would be selfish of me with my wife at the race at the same time. It would be very much easy for people to take whacks at both of us. So I am
fair enough. By the way,
supporting my wife. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Before I get to the other two questions about her, side note, I glad your wife is running, but I personally think she should stay where she is because she's in the office that one day.
Bro. I appreciate
let me get the other two questions real quick. Let me get the other two questions. No, because actually she's fantastic, but remember, in the future, that's going to be the future's water. By the way, two questions is, how many blacks in Aurora actually voted for Irvin that you know of? Did they vote for him?
I don't know. And I'll be honest, Aurora is a majority Latino town. So I would say
the question is,
I don't know. That's why I want to hear from them, though. So I think we should do an Aurora show.
Right. Here's the other part then. If all due respect, like I said, I don't know good or bad about him. If all due respect, his demeanor got him where he is that in a sense saying that if we just kind of like do the same demeanor, we'll be able to get the same accomplishments? I'm not saying. I'm just wondering.
No, I think that in the Republican Party, thanks, Riis. I think in the Republican Party, what you find oftentimes is that you have to put your blackness in your pocket. I think it's no different, though, than in the Democrats. It's just the level of conversation. Quite frankly, I would tell you that going to a Republican meeting is like they're talking about you. Going to a Democratic meeting, they're talking about you as if you're not in the room. They're talking for you. They're putting and programming the words for you. Who else we got on that line, Riis? Callers. Give us a call. Hey, caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show.
Hey, good morning. This is Denise.
Hey, Denise. How are you? Where you calling from?
I'm here in Chicago.
Okay.
Here in Chicago.
Talk to me. What's going on?
I listen to you. Yeah, I listen to you. I'm really hearing a whole lot of people that I don't even think, like you said, tuned into your show. But they're, placed there for this reason to call in and give their debate on why I guess Richard should be the one we would be looking at. What bothers me is that I believe you put a black face in front of black people. And this is what you think you're going to get, all support. Oh, he's like us, he's black. But when I listened to his, whatever it was, press conference or his thing leading up to saying he was running, there was two things that bothered me in there. One, when he said defund the police. Now, we all know what that means, and I'm quite sure he does too. It doesn't mean reduce the police force. It means take some of the money that they're getting and put it in some of these social services. And then the second comment was the all lives matter. Okay, that's the response we get from white people every time we say Black Lives Matter. So you put the black face in front of us, but you give him two cliches or two things to address that are hot button issues with us. The defunding and Black Lives Matter. So, and the last thing, you're running with the backing of Ken Griffin. So you're going to dance to his music. You're going to do what he tells you to do, say if you were to get in office.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Sure.
So there's a couple things.
Sure.
The first question I ask is, what does JB Pritzker say? Like, I feel like this. Like, we are hype. Like, again, and they can send Negroes off super quick, right? We done already got our attack script for Richard Irvin, and we got JB, who ain't gave us no cannabis, no nothing, who has had every Negro dancing to his tune, right? He got black people right now standing up, holding him up, as he has cut us out of everything. We've seen process after process where they were faulty, and it's like, I feel like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Yeah, we expect to get done by the white people, right? We get expected done by the white people.
I agree with you. I'm not backing.
And let me back up last thing.
Neither one of them.
Okay, so I'm with you on that. And then let me lastly say this. Richard Irvin is not our candidate. Richard Irvin was not selected to win black voters. Richard Irvin was selected to win white voters. We are by default. And so as we recognize we're by default, but we're by default with JB Pritzker too, right? We're by default. So, and I'm okay with you saying you're not going to pick. This is what I do want you to do. What I do want you to do is make sure that when you go to the polling place, you vote for Kerry Steele. And I don't care what else you do after that, right? Because, quite frankly, ain't now one of them really got nothing that they can prove, that they can put their hand on. We got JB on tape talking about least offensive Negroes. I want to know which are the least offensive Negroes in this thing. Thank you, caller. I appreciate your call. Who else we got on that line? Devin!
Yo, what's up?
What's up, man?
What's going on, Peace? What's up, man?
Where that format? Tell the people to sign up.
Hey, if you go to my name, if you search my name, I put it on my personal page, and I also posted it in the den itself.
Okay, Devin.
Send me a message. What's up? What's up?
You shrinking our audience with that. So why don't you give it to us and let's get it on the What's in It for the Black People page, because spelling your name is difficult.
There.
Okay, it's on the What's in It for the Black, not media, the main page. Send it to me.
What's in the Lions Den?
No, the main public page too. Anyway, brother, go ahead. Tell Devin, today you all will have the link where you can go to fill out to do your Black People First party, to host your party. Devin, talk to me, man. We'll get that part taken care of. What you got?
That's really all I wanted to say. Carrie for assessor, definitely wanted to talk about that. So other than that, man, do your thing, handle y'all business. Y'all have a great productive day. Love y'all. I'm out, man. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Good. That's my brother and my vice president, Devin Gordine. What we need to do is Devin Gordine needs to, we're going to post a way for you to get on to host your Black First party. Riis, what else you got? Anybody else on that line? Callers, you're on the Maze Jackson show. Hey, man, I was late last week, and people came like at 9, had me sitting there till 10 o'clock. They'll be all right. Go ahead. What's up, Riis? Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson show.
No, I was just disconnected, but I want to say, totally, Kerry has my support. And on this governor's issue, I'm looking at both of them. Because like I said, I haven't made up my mind. I know what Pritzker has done and hasn't done for us. And I'm just seeing this too much that, okay, we got to get the black vote. We're going to put he looks like them. And I hear it all the time. Oh, you're going to get the vote just because you're black. But look at the issues and watch out what he does, because if he's backed by this billionaire, he's going to have to push this billionaire's agenda.
I'm with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. The billionaires, JB paid for his own agenda.
Man, that'd be everybody lying. Like, you put the black face in front, you gonna get the black vote.
You put the white
That's
face.
what you put a white face on Democrat, they gonna vote. Like, it's the same thing. Like, they don't even see that. It's the same thing. They know I can just, hey man, if I win the Democrat, then I know I got the black people already. So then I get my white people, I'm almost gonna win. You know, if it's a blue state anyway. Like,
yeah, man. Go to the light. And we got any other callers? We done? That's it? All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I want to point out something else, right? I had a whole section on bad business advice. I'll say that for Friday, right? Because I think we got to get on our business. But I also want to point out something that I think is so I don't know if y'all saw yesterday, but the D2s came out. You know what the D2s are? That's the campaign disclosures. The campaign disclosures essentially say how much people raised in the last 3 months, like the last quarter. And I was looking at Politico today, and I was just watching how they continually play my wife. So I'm going to just make this announcement, and I'm going to stop, and I'm probably be in trouble for it. But yesterday, Carrie Kim reported her campaign finances, and she raised more money last quarter than her opponent, Fritz Kagi, who is a hedge fund trader and multi-millionaire. He gave himself $2 million to run. Riis, we ain't got $2 million to give ourselves to run. So Carrie, with all of her hard work, actually outraised him yesterday. It was interesting to see in Politico how they said he had $1 million on hand, and then they really ignore the fact that she actually raised more money than him. But can I tell y'all the other thing? Carrie raised more money than the mayor of the city of Chicago last quarter. Both the mayor and Fritz have about 1.2 million on hand. Carrie she's got about 126,000 that she raised in the last quarter, but it's building. And she doesn't have she don't have her own multi-billionaire people that's going to put in billions of dollars to help her. And to watch her go up against a Wall Street banker, to watch her go up against the Democratic Party, who chose a Wall Street banker over a black woman. Y'all, I am proud. And I just want to say it speaks volumes that Carrie raised more money than her opponent. And it's like she keeps getting downplayed and keeps getting underestimated. So I need y'all with me on this mission, right? We are going out every weekend going to get signatures. We got to get 15,000, and I need y'all's aid and assist. We're not doing it as the Carrie Steele campaign. We're doing it as the What's in It for the Black People Political Action Committee. And if you are part of WIFTABA, this is part of politics. Got to support our candidates. We saw what happened in the Southland and in the suburbs. And remember how we got used the last election cycle? Remember how it was all the stories about how the unfair property tax system, and we was doing all that? And remember how our platforms were used by other people to come in and sell us a bill of sales, and now our kids are not getting the funding. The tax bills are going late. We giving money away to all these people. And this is who the Democratic Party chose to ask all of our black elected officials to be standing up. So when y'all see black elected officials standing up with people that did harm to our community, you should be thinking about that when your commissioner, when your local elected official, when your alderman, when you see these black folks standing up with people who have intentionally undercut us, and you see black folks standing, you got to ask yourself, if you standing with J.B. Pritzker, have they asked him about what happened to your cannabis? Let me just tell you. This is the weakest time in the Democratic Party's history, and the Republicans know it. I'm tired of us having to dumb ourselves down to make white people feel comfortable. Look, y'all, I don't play for participation trophies. We play to win. We play to win. Just showing up ain't enough. So I'm going to tell y'all, some of y'all been getting some bad freaking advice. I was going through some notes, and I'm going to stop because we're going to do this on Friday, but I feel like we're doing a disservice to our people, and I'm watching it happen. And I feel like our future will be doomed if we keep allowing our kids to get away with participation trophies. Half the job is not just showing up. That's just a step. You got to do the work. There is no substitute for hard work. It ain't. You can have an app for this. You can have an app for that. It is no substitute for hard work. There is no such thing as an overnight success. You don't become the best from 9 to 5. You become the best from 5 to 9. That's my time. Right? Like y'all people want to be the best on the clock. No, it's what you do on the clock that burns inside you that goes home and says, man, I got to be cold. I got to be able to do this. It ain't the time when you supposed to be here. It's what you doing with yourself after. Do the best at every job. People don't be thinking people see. Do the best at every job. You come to any place, you never see me watching. You always see me working because I can't watch people work. Do the best job because the people that bust they tail are the ones that when it's time to pick, that's who I'm picking. If we elbow to elbow, if I'm sitting and you working, if you working and I'm sitting, if I'm working and you sitting, if it ain't all done and you done, that's not who I'm picking. Work ethic matters. Detest mediocrity. People do it all the time. They be like, I did the job. No, dog, but is this the best? Is this the best? If you was handing this to the President of the United States, is this the best work you can do? Do that to everybody. You got to prepare for growth or you will get left behind. Everybody evolves. Every business evolves or it perishes. You got to get better every day. You can't do what you did 6 weeks ago today, because if you did what you did 6 weeks ago today, can I tell you what happens? Your competitor saw what you was doing today and is trying to improve on your today, not your 6 weeks ago. And you always got competitors. And let me just tell you, because a lot of times I think we got it confused. We do what we want to do as compared to what we're needed to do. Everybody got big dreams, goals, and aspirations, but you gotta walk before you crawl. You gotta crawl before you walk. Every person on the team, even if you got the smallest job, even if it's your job just to pass out the papers, you have a role on the team. Do the best job. Yesterday, I was at I sat through a participation trophy session, and I'll be honest with you, I was just confused. Because sometimes I think we mistake doing it for doing it right. Practice don't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So if you practice wrong every day when it's showtime, guess what? Whether you on the stage or not, you still doing it wrong. Be open. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Y'all, I got to get out of here. Riis, you got anything you want to say to the people before we get up out of here? Besides Ruthie, you bogus. Look, Riis had his logo ready. He had a whole script. Look, he had filled in his sheet, his paperwork.
With some sound effects.
See? Look, they was trying to have a better show than me anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Got the
Crickets, he done been working. See?
Man, I can't. And Ruthie, where you at, Ruthie? Where you at? Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Great show. I definitely can't wait. Like I said, I was just I was just reading up on him and everything like that. I just really, it's like we downplay him so bad, like we got a better option at JB. Like he showed us nothing, and I'd be like, I don't know, like.
Did you see though how quickly? And let me tell you what they gonna do to him next. Cause you know the only way they could attack the brother. You know what they gonna hit him with?
What?
They gonna hit him with a chick. Mark my words. They're gonna try and hit him with a chick. And what they're gonna try to do is have black women pile in on that. Right? Seen it happen all the time. Riis.
Well, I hope he clean, man. Like
the white boy, the white boys already. The white boys that put him in, the white Democrats that put him in office in Aurora, are the same people that are plotting his downfall now. I was like, wait, you worked for him? See how white people get to work for he was a Democrat when you was working for him, but now he a Republican.
Yeah,
now, if that was me, Riis,
I say that's interesting. You know, like he did run Democrat first. You know,
no, he ran as a Republican first, then he ran as Democrat.
Well, okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. So is he really aligned to a party, or is he really aligned to what he believes in? So that could be like a good point to us, because if he was Democrat, we would be like, yeah, I'm voting for that guy. You know, you would vote in a heartbeat. I don't know. No, y'all don't say nothing different. Y'all
Democrat first, or see, right?
He Democrat and he black. Oh my God! Listen.
As long as he ain't running against the rich, no. Because let me tell you, that ain't the case, Riis. Because they wouldn't vote for Willie. They wouldn't vote for Tio. White people voted for Tio. Tio won 30 counties. Tio. So if Tio could win 30 counties, dude can win. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Look, y'all, we got to get up out of here. I'm sorry, Riis. I tried to give you your shine, man. Tried to give you some morning show, and you would have had a big lead in today. You'd have been over 300 live. But Ruthie was nickel slick on us today. All right, y'all. So it is the Mace Jackson Show.
She gonna have some little static in her mic tomorrow. I mean, huh, Ruthie? What? I don't know.
All right, y'all. This is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Rule in the building. I got to get out of here early. Riis, pray for me, man, because these black people, it be the black people, dog. It be the black people. I'll be like, really? Leah Charrier, I need you to come work in the office. We need you. We about to open up the office. We need you to come run it.
And as soon as you start mingling with the white people, like, look at him over there with the white people. Be like, because my own people gonna do me wrong.
Riis, but here go the crazy part. The white people, the black people, when you stand on your blackness, then the black people, the other black people migrate to whiteness. It's like I thought we was gonna have us some black solidarity. Like I was like, it's we. Anyway, I can't tell y'all. But can I tell y'all, in February, at the end of February, I am going to share with you my life experience, and I'm just going to tell you, ham sandwich. That's all I got to say. Ham damn sandwich. Angela Kilpatrick, you know what I'm talking about. Ham sandwich. It ain't even got, it could just be bread. They ain't got to put no meat on it. It's the Mace Jackson Show, y'all. About to get up out of here. Riis, we had a good show today, man. We're going to have to talk about this some more, but it's the Mace Jackson Show. I am your host, Mace Jackson. My man, DJ Riis the Ruler, where every day we ask the same question. What's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Uh-oh. Mace said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' don't have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to